Hi,
Sorry, I was on mute. Hi.
what are you doing?
Oh, I have not left my workplace since morning. I was like, oh my God, I have to prepare. Before every workshop, I have this severe anxiety. I'm like, oh, what if,
No
if
worries. We are
what?
really chill. We are really chill. But I,
And
I understand the sentiments as well.
yeah, and I literally thought it's at 8:30. So I told all my friends that, hey, it's a Saturday evening. Don't call me because I knew that they had plans. And I was like, shit, it's at 8:30 IST. Oh my God,
Oh,
this.
yeah. Sorry for that. It's
Uh,
like I said, it's the best time for everyone, like in South America, in Africa, in Asia, Europe. So that's why we put this time. And yeah, yeah. So really happy to have you. So we're gonna start probably in 5 minutes. Um, and yeah, everything will be recorded. Do you have any slide, by the way?
yes, I do.
Okay. So at the end, you're gonna just send me the slide, and I will share that on the Telegram Coding Club, Discord, and by email as well.
Oh, it does not have enough information to be shared, but yeah, it's a basic intro thing. Because I think I've tried to keep the coding implementation to as simple as possible, but yeah, we'll try to do it like more hands-on stuff.
Okay, but no problem because the majority, so whole women there, uh, like at 80%, I guess, have really just a started to learn
Okay,
coding. So
it's
just
fine.
keep everything basic and simply for everyone. And uh, and yeah, I will put a message and we're gonna start in 5 minutes. Do you think you need more time than
No, no, no,
1 hour?
good.
Okay, okay.
Hi, Kelvin.
Um, do. Yes. Toot, toot. Probably you can start by introducing yourself if you want.
Yeah, that's in the slides.
Ah, yeah, okay, my bad. Okay, no worries. Uh,
I it's very rare that I like to make presentations, but I was like, which theme should I choose? Oh my God, this one's not looking good. But yeah, like, okay, let's just go about it. But yeah, I think while I was experimenting with the entire, like when you asked me about the workshop, I had literally no clue because I've never built on base before. And I was like, oh, let's just say yes, we'll figure it out. And my
yeah.
entire week was so packed. I was like, shit, oh my God. Since yesterday, I'm like, oh, this went right. Oh, this went wrong. So now I know that I have to write like a very beginner's blog
Okay,
on
yeah.
how I figured out everything.
Oh, probably you can talk about it. About as well your website,
Yep.
Website Compass. To
Yep.
share anything about it. It was really great to see it yesterday. Um, I will put just a message on the conversation. Mhm. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Hop. Otherwise, um, for people participating in the course, did you manage to finish the speedrun H.E.R challenge, especially until the challenge number 2? Um, I think not yet. You have until Monday, no worries. Oh, a lot of AI. I will just kick out AI.
So many AI tools.
Yes. Okay. So no worries about speedrun challenge. You have until Monday, like I said. Um, just removing all AI, and we can start in 1 or 2 minutes. Um, took- mm, mm, mm. In general, we are like 50 people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, look up. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, let's start in 1 minute
Okay.
at 5.
So before like we start, I just wanted to ask everyone, so are you guys preferring a hands-on session where you will be experimenting or going along with me, or do you just want me to help you with the steps and talk about things in detail? And how do you want to go about it? Like, I have an entire file ready, but I can start from scratch.
So what happened during the week? It was with Bedelgud. So Bedelgud just show every step, all
Mm,
steps that they need to reproduce after the meeting, the session, in order to create like to do a special challenge. So
okay.
I think we can move forward like that, because it's quite complicated to do thing when you are
Oh,
doing thing as
yeah,
well.
true
Like
that.
to be
Yeah.
focused on both, you can quickly be lost, especially when you are a beginner. So it's better if you take the lead, and people follow that, by this way.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, fine. I will. Mm, okay, I think I need permission to share my screen.
Oh,
Okay.
I will. Okay. It's okay. You have the right to do it.
Okay, so you guys can. Oh, God. Yeah, I will just. Okay. Yep, so everyone can see the screen, right?
Yes.
So hi everyone. You guys have already been going with the developer cohort. So today we'll be talking about build with base on chain kit basically. For people who don't know me, I am Sneha. I work as the DevRel and community specialist at Meta School. Previously, I've been one of the governors for HER India, and then I moved to Singapore. So yeah, we're planning something in Singapore now. We've previously contributed to a few women-focused communities, always into teaching. I've been a smart contract developer. I love to write as well. So, yeah, I love to teach. Also, a hobby writer and a full time caffeine addict. So, everybody who's interested to connect with me on Twitter, that's my handle. It's Audacious Sneha. Yeah, I think the every platform I almost have the same username, so it should be easy for you guys to find me. So for today's agenda, we'll just quickly talk about introduction to Base, what is on-chain kit, and then we'll be talking about building with Base. On-chain kit where we'll be implementing identity and wallets. There are a lot more factors like transactions, frames, all of that, and they have a very intensive tutorial around it. But what we will do is we'll try to keep it simple initially for you guys to, see, play around, and if you whenever you get your free time and you want to experiment with the rest of it, please go forward. If you have any questions, you can drop me a text. Okay, so what is base? We know that it is, so they claim to be the best of Ethereum, but 10x cheaper. It's a layer 2 on Ethereum built on Superchain's OP stack and highly scaled by Coinbase. So whatever you're building on Ethereum, you really don't need to make any changes in the code. It is EVM equivalent. So whatever tools, code, infrastructure, all of that will work for it. Shit. Somebody has to call. Sorry. Yeah. And you can build absolutely anything, games, NFTs, DeFi stuff, absolutely anything on Base. But the good part is, again, or the highlight is that it is, way cheaper than things would be on Ethereum. So, what is on-chain kit that all of us are talking about so much? So they have built ready-to-use React components and TypeScript utilities for you guys to implement things in a pretty simple manner. Like next, I'll be showing you the docs that they have created, and be it a beginner or advanced dev, it is very uh, I don't know how to say, put together, be it whatever features you want to sort of implement. You know that, okay, whatever application that you're building, you need to integrate wallet. It could be Coinbase's wallet, it could be MetaMask, it could be any wallet that is compatible with Ethereum or its related chains. So yeah, those wallet integrations, performing transactions, performing swaps, or anything related to identity where you have an avatar, base name, whatever it is, can be implemented on identity, or whether you're building anything related to Farcaster frames, it's very easy to, go about it. So we'll now basically move to the create part. This is a link that I will share with all of you guys. Um, Okay, so you can, keep it pinned. This is what we are going to basically follow. And I already have a repo ready, but I will still prefer showing you guys things from scratch. Just let me open my um terminal. Okay. So if you go to the getting started doc, it will say that, okay, yeah, on-chain should be your go-to solution for building on-chain applications, whatever is your, sorry.
That's fine.
Okay.
So, someone
Yeah.
probably wants
So,
to ask a question. No, that's fine.
okay. Yeah. So regardless of whatever development experience you have, so for installing on-chain kit, you can go about starting from scratch. This is how go about npm create Wagmi latest. Now again, Wagmi is a React hook that has been prepared to build decentralized applications on Ethereum. And now we'll be blending in a bit of the on-chain kit part to put our application together. So first I will create a repo for her DAO, and we'll go there. We can just, I'll open that in, should. Okay, this is the, yeah. So right now this is pretty much empty. I will open it, and now what we have to do is we do a npm create Wagmi latest. Yeah. So we go about the project name. It could be anything, base base app. Okay. The framework that we want to select is React. And the variant that we want to go forward is Next.js. It's pretty um, easy for us to look at the client side and the server side rendering and other stuffs with Next.js. And they have also done most of the part in the tutorial through that as well. So now you go in the root folder. Um, you've done your okay cd your project name blah blah blah. So this is now that you've created your project, before you do a npm install, or maybe even after you do a npm install for all the packages, you also need to separately install the Coinbase on-chain kit package here. So you just go about pasting npm I Coinbase on-chain kit latest. Will take a little while. And you can also see that once you've sort of given the requirements for your project, it says, okay, go to the root folder, do a npm install, and do a npm run dev. So these three are basically whatever packages are required, that will be installed. And then once you run npm run dev, it should, open the local server. But before that, we also have to sort of add the on-chain kit. That is why we're going about npm install and Coinbase on-chain kit. We'll wait till the installation happens. Okay,
What
so
does it mean by which command was first? Like mkdir erdal? Someone asking for a question, or yes, wagmi latest npx install wagmi latest, something like that. I guess you can find it on this link above. So I will resend you. Look,
yeah, you can, yeah. So, yeah, so basically, for anybody who missed out, before we follow the tutorial, right, which where we're talking about npm create Wagmi latest, what I did was I created a folder in the name of Herdao, and then once that folder is created and I've gotten inside the current directory of that folder, then I open it in my Visual Studio Code, go and run the npm create Wagmi latest, and then create a project. So or when you run that code, um you should, once you create this, they will ask you a few questions around project name, framework, variant, and all of that. So you have to make sure it's a whatever name you want, you're comfortable with. The framework should be React and the variant should be Next .js. And then whatever instructions that they're giving, that okay, go to the current directory of the folder. So you have to do a cd and whatever your project name is, and then you can do a npm install initially and then go for this second command, which is npm install Coinbase on chain kit latest. Or you can run this first and then go about npm install. Both work fine. So I will do npm install again, because that gives us all the relevant uh packages that we want to. And now, so this step is done. We've created the project, we have installed the Coinbase on-chain kit. There is a get your public API key. So all you have to do is you go to Coinbase developer portal, and then you have to create an account, and you will get a, so you have to just sign in with passkey, Google, or whatever wallet that you have. You go about and you will simply get a API key for your project. It's just right there. So you just have to copy it, but make sure that, just like your private key is very, very important, and you should not share it with anybody. This also is it, it's a sensitive information. So you need to add it in a create. So you have to create a .env file in our project's root directory, and then you have to add your public API key to the .env file, like this. So for my previous project that I had, if you see, this is how I've added it. So you just have to copy paste it to make sure that there is no space or anything in between, because generally they are considered as a different. I mean, they, how do I explain that? It causes errors at times. Even if you're putting in your private key, they will they'll take that space as a character or all of that. So yeah, you have to make sure that you don't do that. Um, so I'll just copy this. So you all have to create your own API key and you just have to paste it in the .env file. Also, I do not really prefer people, pushing their .env files on GitHub, because a lot of wallet wallet gets compromised and all of that. So whatever is there in .env, please don't push it on GitHub when you're doing it. Now, so the initial setting is done. Now, if you
Oh, I
would,
have a question.
yes,
Regarding the API key for the unchecked,
mhm.
uh, where did you take it?
Sorry.
Where did you take the okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay,
So
yeah.
in the tutorial itself, this is the Coinbase developer platform API. All you have to do is just, sign in using your passkey or Google, Apple Wallet, whatever. I already had mine, so I'm not doing this step again. But yeah, everybody has to just go register and they can just get the API key right there. Is that fine?
Okay.
Okay. Now for everyone, okay. So if you see this, sorry, I always go to the wrong file. Yep. So now if you look at the source, folder, we have two segments. One is a wagmi.ts file, and one is a app component here with globals.css, layout.tsx, page.tsx, and providers.tsx. So one by one, we will make changes to all of these files. And what are those changes? We'll look into it right now. So first, let's go with wagmi.ts. Here it says that in your um provider.tsx file, we have to add the on-chain kit provider as a child of wagmi provider and query client provider, which we look into. But additionally, what we have to do is we have to add base as a supported chain in the wagmi configuration file, wagmi.ts. Okay, so you will see that these lines that are highlighted as green as a plus symbol are the places where we need to make a change comparison to the pre-existing file. So if you come here, you will see that here the one line says mainnet Sepolia from Wagmi chains. Even for the other chain, it's mainnet and Sepolia. But what we are doing is we are building on base Sepolia. So here, what they have done is they've said that you have to import base, but we cannot build on base mainnet. So what we'll do is the easy way to avoid everything is we just go about copying the entire thing here, mm, and just paste it here. But you have to make sure that you do it as base Sepolia. Wherever you find base, you just have to change it to base Sepolia so that you don't get these red marks, and it should be fine for you. So that was all that we had to change in wagmi.ts. And wagmi.ts file, again, the main agenda for this file is that this is the single point of configuration that you will be seeing in for your application. Anything around the wallet that you want, the chain that we are building in, all of that is here. We also have this SSR property, which is again server side rendering. Now, for people who are not aware of server-side rendering, it's a basic concept where we say that, okay, the process of generating an HTML content for a website is considered to be rendering, and there are two kinds. One is a client side rendering and one is a server side rendering. Now both has its own advantages and disadvantages. Obviously, one of it is good for SEO and other purposes. The other one is for fast loading, and where we want to avoid interactions and all of that, but you don't have to get into that details right now. Why I mentioned the server side rendering is we will later towards the session we will make a few changes which will highlight the other aspect, which is the client side rendering. So here what we're doing is we're just putting the server side rendering as true. Okay, and the connection from here will be to layout.tsx file, which again we'll take it one file at a time. So as of now, for wagmi.ts, all the respective changes have been made. All you have to do is copy code from here and make sure that the chain that they have added, which is base chain, you just have to do it as base sepolia because we are not building on mainnet. Okay, I hope that's clear for everyone. Anybody has any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Uh, but don't hesitate.
yeah. I hope I'm not going too fast. If anybody feels that it's a little fast, you can let me know. Okay. So now let's go to provider.tsx. Now, the interesting part here is that, see, this particular one line can cause a lot of errors in the application, because this particular line here states that you are going to use this particular file for client side rendering. So everywhere you want a client side rendering to happen, you have to use this keyword called use client. Rest of the part here is basically where we are saying that okay, you have to use a React hook called use state, or you're importing the respective like Wagmi provider or state here from Wagmi. And then you're also looking at the wrapping of all the, how do I say, um, uh, this I forgot the word of what it is, but yeah, let me think of that. But yeah, the providers and everything, so all the rendering of the component is sort of happening in providers.tsx, and the concept of children, the initial state, all of it will happen here. So we have to see that what is it that they are changing in this particular file. So the first line that they've changed is that we have to import the on-chain kit provider from Coinbase or on-chain kit. Secondly, again, they're importing the base chain from Wagmi chains. Uh, in this case, again, we have to import base Sepolia instead of just base. And they've also added the line of on-chain kit provider, having your API key here, having your chain, and this importing the again on-chain kit provider. But we have to not add our API key here because it's already in your .env file. So again, we will copy the entire thing here. We will just make sure that we do not remove the use client part and just take the entire thing, um, paste it, and we say that, okay, this has to be base Sepolia. This chain also has to be base Sepolia. So for everybody thinking that why am I already getting the suggestions, is because I'm using cursor, which is very similar to Studio Code's interface. So yeah, it's pretty comfortable for me. Um,
It's quite curious, like everyone during this week told us about cursor I, like he is going to replace VS Code. So nice to see that.
yeah,
Mm,
it's actually pretty interesting. I mean, I am very scared to use any of the AI tools, especially for coding or even content, because it just overwhelms me a lot. I'm like, oh, it's too much on board, and I have to basically understand every single line that I'm doing. I'm like, oh, why are we using this? Why are we using that? But Cursor has this amazing feature, like all of this code that we're talking, you can just do a command L and you can ask that, hey, can you explain me this particular line? And it just goes about explaining the entire thing. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't know how much, although it's a little for people who are experienced with coding, because at certain places it would suggest changes which gets very difficult for beginners or intermediate people to understand. So yeah, I sort of avoided. But okay. So yes, so we've let this file be with use client and we've added base Apolia. I don't know why base is still here. We can just remove this one. Okay. And here also we have changed the chain to base Apolia. That's all that we had to change here. The one thing that is missing here is the use client part, which I feel I will raise as an issue in the doc, because that creates a bit of a issue. Now, so if at this moment, um, I run this, no, sorry. If at this moment I run this particular, in the local host, and I go forward clicking it. So you will see that, okay, let it load. Yeah. So you see, whatever wallets I have in my browser, it will give you that option, which is Coinbase. Coinbase comes default, MetaMask, Talisman, and it says, okay, account status disconnected, address, chain ID. Now, if I click on MetaMask, it will just go with the pop-up. And it will go about, connecting with the wallet. So the moment you connect it, my wallet address is here, and you have a disconnect button as well. So you can disconnect and the status will show disconnected. So this is what is happening with the basic code here, that they've, like, we didn't do anything, right? We just imported a WAGMI latest file. It has its on-chain kit, all of this layout.tsx, page.tsx, provider.tsx, all of it was generated on its own. What we have done till now is made a few changes around the network that we want to use. Okay. And okay. Yeah, providers.tsx was what we were looking at. So this file is also done. Okay. Now it says that before you the fourth step. So this was step number 3, where we have made changes to providers.tsx and wagmi.ts. Now you can also go about adding styles. Although this sort of messes up with the entire alignment of the code file, but yeah, you can just, it says on-chain kit components come with pre-configured styles, and in order to use these styles in your project, you have to import it at the top of this file. So if you're using a next.js and we have a layout.tsx file, this is how you're supposed to add it. So you go to layout.tsx and you just add this entire thing. Okay. Um, Now, this file is basically where, we are looking at the global fonts, we are looking at the title, the description, and this is one file where, like I already talked about providers, right? We were talking use client, because here we are using client side rendering. But if you look at layout.tsx, we do not have a client keyword here, because this particular file looks at the server side of rendering. Okay. Now, the server side of rendering is very much associated with the SEO, sort of, um, yeah, I mean the SEO works better, and the client side interactivity is something that they're not concerned about. So all of that process will happen, and that is why when you look at this piece of code which says, okay, there's metadata involved, and there's a title create Vagmi, there's a description generated by create Vagmi. If I want to change this, first let me show you. Yeah, so if everybody looks at this tab heading here, it says create Vagmi. So if I want to, sort of change it as road to DevCon, I don't know if the entire thing will come. But yeah, if I do that, and because it's a live thing, so this will change. Okay. So yeah, all of these are like more of SEO oriented. Um, uh, Yeah, okay. And if you look at this particular code, it's more around, where was it? Yeah, so there's a HTML file in it. It's talking about the provider section. Then you're looking at the headers. You're also importing your global.css. So everything around the entire font, all of that structure, inter Latin. So basically, all the configuration in terms of fonts, SEO, server side rendering, cookie structure as well. So that is something that you have to look at here. Now, if you see, after adding styles, this button and everything got messed up, but yeah, we will work on it later once we make changes to other set of files here. Okay. Now, so this part is done. This is where, like, all of these four steps will ensure that your on-chain kit styles are loaded and they're applied to your entire application. There is a certain section where we will be adding Tailwind CSS as well. Even I'm not very good at it. In fact, it is something that I learned today while I was trying to sort of place the button at the right place, and all of that, and it's a little complicated. So yeah, there is an integration guide. You can look into installing Tailwind and all of that. But what we'll be looking at now is that the entire on-chain kit part is done, but we have to look at integrating certain elements: identity, wallet, transaction, token, swap, frame, that we've talked about. So if you go to identity, okay, it says that it's a React context provider, which is sort of arranging the identity components. Very complicated words. What do you exactly understand? You see that once you're trying to import, there is something as avatar, there is something related to name, badge, address, whatever. So if you look at the actual English meaning of the word identity, anything that is defining that particular user, it could be its avatar, it could be its name, it could be its wallet address, it could be its base name, and all of that. All of it is part of identity. Okay. And there's a particular way that these guys are actually sort of putting it. So we will just copy this import line, because we don't this particular address in schema ID is for this person, nickprince.eth, whosoever has worked on this document. So we will not look into it. We will just directly go to our main component, or what how do we say, the home page of our application. This is the page.tsx is the home page. The account, the status, address, chain ID, account.status, connected, disconnected, all of this is what you're seeing on the home page right now. So this is the home page. So everything that you want to be visible on the application has to be here. Okay. So we will just go about pasting the import avatar, identity name, badge, address, blah, blah, blah. And you have to you also have to see that, again, this is going through the client side rendering, because this is where the most of the interaction of the user happens. Okay. So yeah, that is there. Now what we do is that, uh, Oh, okay. So we don't want all of this right now. Okay. We'll just comment out this entire um thing. Okay, and we will just like, now you will see that, okay, yeah, the connect wallet or the wallet options have disappeared. Okay, the best way again to sort of understand what's happening in a pre of available code is that you just keep removing the code blocks, and you know that, okay, yeah, here you've messed up, oh, this element was not supposed to be removed and all of that, and you just go about it. So now what I will do is that you will see that here, like with all of these, ignore. We don't want the address, we don't want the schema ID and all of it right now. We just see that here a identity block is created inside which we have an avatar, we're talking about name, we're talking about badge name, and then we are closing the out loop as well with the identity. So we will just copy this and we will see what happens. Okay, sorry, need to arrange that. Okay, I don't want the schema ID, I don't want the address right now. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So let's see what. Okay. So now you get an error. What we did was, when we were posting this particular identity, it had an address, it had a schema ID, but we removed all of it. We just went about writing getting the identity code block with avatar, name, badge, whatever was imported here. We didn't add any details. So the error that you will get here is that an Ethereum address must be provided to the identity or the avatar component. Now you know that here the address is necessary or mandatory for us to add, but the schema ID isn't. Okay. So what we will do is we will just go about writing. So you're getting this option. I will go to a certain tab. I will just remove this, and I will see that if I'm not adding anything else, I'm not putting my wallet address because it's not getting it. I've removed the connect option. So is the identity part coming on the application? Yes, it is. Okay. Again, the style part. Shit. Um, this button will not work. So, okay, how do we have anything that is missing here? Um, no, I don't need the identity. Why is this not working? The chain ID is okay. Let's look at the connect part. If I, remove it back and I go about. Okay. So if I go about um, connecting it here. Okay. Now it says a schema ID must be provided to the or a identity component. Okay. Which is sort of weird because last time I did not go about adding it. Okay. If I show you my previous file, page.tsx, a few changes were made. But if you look at, where did it go? Yeah. If you look at the identity section here also, we did not add anything in terms of the address. So what am I doing wrong? Mm, Let me. This is done. The schema ID is done. Okay. No, this should not be here. I mean, if we remove the wallet, then we should have just the address part. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I was taking it as a design thing, but yeah, the wallet is already connected and it should. God. Sorry, guys.
There is fine.
Yeah.
It's like
Um,
coding session.
yeah, something has to break, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Let me look into this. Why is it not coming? But we will move forward. We will see if other elements as well are having the same issue. So for identity, this is all that they said. If I show you with this, the value that is already provided,
Boras told you to update the environment file.
uh, environment file with what?
I don't know, probably to make the connection, like if the wallet is not really connected.
Oh yeah, that though actually rejected the connection. But yeah, I think it's something different. I have faced this issue before, but I don't know. I'm just confused on how it went. But yeah, if you guys see that if we paste this entire thing, which is the address of the person in the schema ID, it it brings us the same thing, like okay, nick prince dot eth. Now we don't know what we have to do with it, right? It's a wallet address and it's a schema ID of the other person who we whereas our account is already disconnected, so that is why we don't need this information here, but we definitely need the address to be printed. But yeah, okay. Let me see. Please God, just do something. Oh wow. Yeah. See, it is so when you do this, huh, no, I don't want the autocomplete. Okay. So again, we don't know what broke. We don't know what worked fine. But if you're refreshing it without whatever the cage issues or whatsoever, you will get this option that whatever we are printing here, it will just come as the identity. If we would have added the address or the schema ID, it would have been relevant. But if you keep making changes here, this is how the entire thing prints. But this doesn't make any sense until unless your particular profile is connected or not. Yeah, okay. Okay. So now the identity part is not much. This is where you want to go with. I do not have a base name yet, so I was trying to experiment with that as well so that you guys can see the base name and stuff, but I could not claim it. But we will go to the wallet part, which is sort of my personal favorite. Pretty easy for us to just go to, connect wallet. Again, my Coinbase wallet is not working, so you will get a pop-up like this. So everybody who has a Coinbase wallet, this will work differently for you. So I will entirely work with the MetaMask wallet currently. So it says that, when you're kicking off your wallet connection, you have to make sure that the update is done from your end on the app name. Whatever is the main page for your application is how you're going to, sort of keep it. So again, you have to come to the wallet component section, and how we imported the address, avatar, name, and identity for on-chain identity. The same we'll do for wallet. So here we had avatar, etc. We will just paste the on-chain wallet stuff, and we will go here. And now, okay. Uh, Again, oh, sorry, I did not add the tag there. So once you've imported it, there is another section which says, okay, they have tried to import it with the entire function. We just have to go about looking at the wallet outer hook, look into connect wallet. This avatar can be ignored in the connect wallet and the wallet drop down. And there has to be a disconnect option as well. So initially, we could just, okay, let's just go about pasting half of it. Okay, so we do it before identity. We see what's breaking, what's breaking, what's breaking. Okay. No, this has to be um okay. Wallet drop down has to be closed as well. Yeah. Okay, wait. Property children is missing in the wallet drop down. What did we miss? So, oh, okay. So this wallet drop down is actually opening here and it's closing here. So there has to be a drop down of disconnect option, which we can just add here. Again, I have played around with this enough to know that this is what I'm missing out on. The first time, it literally blew my mind. I was like, shit, what am I doing wrong? Please just work. Yeah. So we have this connect wallet option. Okay. So we just go about connect wallet. Again, I do not have a Coinbase wallet. So how do we go about it? We will ditch the Coinbase wallet here. One second. It was in our providers. No. Yeah. So in the wagmi.ts where we have done the entire configuration, you see that in the connectors, we have Coinbase wallet, app name, on-chain kit, blah, blah, blah. So I will just comment it out. Okay. And I will just go, sorry. I will just go about writing injected. Okay. Yeah. So this should, sorry. Okay. What did I, this Coinbase wallet. Okay, yeah. So injected is again for whatever you have in your browser, should work fine. So now if I go to the Connect wallet, you will not get the Coinbase pop-up. You will get the MetaMask pop-up because that's what I have in my browser. And now you should be, oh, please, no. You should be able to see a disconnect button and my wallet address. Again, this is my wallet address. So they have with the wallet component in this is working for a certain time. So this needs fixing. But what I'm trying to highlight is that the wallet component can be integrated with just the addition as like all of this, and whatever you see here with class name and all of that, that is again the styling part which we can work on, make it better. The previous one that I worked on is it looks something like this, which is like, oh yeah, there's a drop down, you can disconnect, there's a coin connect wallet option. So I can show you how the how the code looks like. But yeah, it's definitely not broken. But yeah, this one I don't know why is it showing. I'll have to look more into it. So now if you go back to the yes, the wallet section, it has more options where you say that, right now what we've done is we have added wallet, we have added wallet drop down, we have added wallet drop down disconnect. Okay. But if you go to the later section, there are more pre-made components like wallet drop-down link, drop-down base name. Again, for people who have the base name, you will be able to see your base name just clicking on the drop-down part. And then there's a fund link or your ETH balance shows up and all of that. So for that, you have to import the rest of the features as well. So you'll have to, import drop down base name, drop down fund link, blah, 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 to be able to, sort of see everything. And then you also have to work on certain styling. You can definitely customize the connect button and all of that. So what I will do is I will just, okay, so that was cursor generated when I looked at this entire thing. So if I show you the changes that I've done here, there was the import part and everything remains the same, but there is certain section which says, oh, wallet connection, we have used, we have put the items in center, we are justifying it center, we have added the, with whatever screen size you have, all of that, and then there's a padding added. So this is what you can do when you sort of play around. There is a status section connected, all of that. So if I actually copy the entire thing, take it to my new code, and it's not as messed up as this one is. Okay, so the import, everything remains same. You can play around showing what you want. And this is how it looks like. Again, now we can remove the, okay, this is exactly how the previous one looked. But now imagine if I just what I can do is I can okay, background red. Let's try to make it white. I don't know what will change, but yeah. So the disconnect button has gotten weird. It does not, like, it no longer has the red you know border background button color and all of that. If we change it to, I don't know if violet is actually a color here in the, no, blue. Blue should be fine. This violet and purple thing doesn't work. Let's see if this works. Oh, what? Nothing's working today. Okay. Let's see. Okay. What else can we change? So, okay, hover, okay, flex item center. Okay. Let's try to keep things at the left. Yeah. So you see, you have to look at every particular element to see which one. This is the wallet connection part. Okay. So that is in the left. Now, if you look at this account info section, it is again in the center. So let's try to make it at left. See if that works. Okay. So yeah, all of that has come on the left side. There's a drop down that's happening, which is going outside the screen. So you just play around with the design part. I really, really suck at it. So I don't really like to change anything that was generated by, chat cursor again. Let's bring it back to where it was. This is the maximum I could do in terms of design for you guys.
That's
So,
fine, no worries.
so yeah, so that is again the use of wallets. That's pretty much it around how you're going to implement it. Now, if you wanted to do, transactions, which I did not go about with, but again, same steps. You go to your home page, or if they want a separate component to be created, like in this case, for transactions to go through, you need to have a contract as well, which is, doing something. Performing some sort of transaction. So they will ask you to create a new component itself, and then you'll have to go about creating the adding the address part, the ABI function name, and all of that. But the import of any on-chain component remains the same. Certain changes around how you're placing the blocks, how is the designing happening inside it, all of it remains same. You can just go about experiment that, okay, yeah, this is how it's done. So yeah, anybody who has any questions, they can ask, apart from why the schema ID thing was not working, because I also don't know. I'll have to look into that. And yeah, I would love to see. I mean, I myself will be, experimenting more on the forecaster frame side, see if I can create something fun. But if anybody, any one of you do so, it should be like, please let me know if you faced any issues or if you built something interesting. I would love to take a look, experiment with myself. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of.
Thank you very much. It's a great introduction because actually Base is running a build button with 100 hits to earn to win for this hackathon that is online until next week. And it's important to just have the basic of the engine kit to deliver a DApp really quickly. And by the way, if you are heading to Chiang Mai, we are organizing a special day about bass, and especially on Farcaster, so with frames. So we're gonna have a great introduction there about it. And yeah, thank you very much for your time and your workshop, Sneha. It's really important because yes, it's new for everyone, but I think base it's a great way to onboard people with great consumer applications that will be understandable by everyone. So yes, base is really great at that, and thank you for that, Sneha.
Yeah. I actually forgot to share the Web3 Compass thing. So I'll take
Oh,
one more minute for you
yeah.
guys. Okay, you can still see my screen, right? Okay. So, guys, it's something that me and one of my colleagues have been working on. I am pretty much big on education. That's one thing that I do any day, anytime. So this is something that we have, we are recently working on. This is more like a platform which we want that whatever questions, whatever initial confusions people have, they get scattered because Web3 has been pretty overwhelming. Then, for them to just take a look. So there is this concept of protocol starter packs, which is still in progress, but you can find like initial learning roadmaps. Right now, it does not contain any project side of things. It's more of, all the documents that we have put together, but this section will have different protocols, different projects that you can start as a beginner, and a lot of reading material as well. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Arbitrum at the moment. Then there is a pretty fun explainers, which is a blog section. Starts with, okay, how, internet evolved and all of that. What is blockchain? What is smart contracts and all of that. Fun analogies, so maybe you can give a read. There is a chart section where you can add, up to 5 technologies and select a role that you want to go forward with, and it gives you a 3-week roadmap. We're still working on making it better. There's a lot of work in progress. So yeah, this is one thing. And there is connector section, which is again a culmination of communities and everything that we've put together. So anybody who feels like any community that that we can add globally on a global level, we are more than happy to add it here. And you can always contribute. It's a open source GitHub repo, so you can always contribute. And yeah, this is the team. So I am more of anon on this one. Setu is working too much. So if you try it out, and if you want to share it with the community, please go and tag the caffeinated CEO rather than tagging me. And yeah, like feel free to contribute on GitHub with whatever data you have. You want to write blogs or like try it out and everything. So we'll keep updating you guys with what we're coming up next in this, hoping to do some good amount of work. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys
Uh,
know.
it's super cool to be open source to contribute on it. And are you on Honeydust or not?
No, 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 we are not on Only Dust.
Okay, okay.
Yep,
Super cool. Yes, it will be really useful for you if you want to start as a developer and discover basic things. Yeah, Sneha just told me about it yesterday uh, because it's ongoing stuff right now. But yeah, can't wait to see everyone use it.
yep.
This amazing website. Yes. So I think the time. Oh yeah. um, it's like. Oh, sorry. I'm a bit tired as well. Uh, Sneha, I think so. Um. So thank you everyone for being here. It was like an extra workshop about base. Tomorrow we're gonna have as well an extra workshops if you want to create a mini Telegram application on base as well. So mini Telegram app has really a trend right now. So I think it's something really important to just take a look at it because it can be useful for hackathon as well. So yeah, don't hesitate to come tomorrow as well to learn about it. And thank you again, Sneha, for all your involvement during this workshop. It's important to have someone for the community to talk and explain everything.
Thank you so much for bearing with me. I don't know how fast I was with the entire thing, but yeah, feel free to connect with me on Telegram, Twitter. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. And yeah, let's build this amazing community. Let's get rolling. Let's keep winning hackathons, just like Soline does, literally in every hackathon. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye.
bye guys.